So Doc Ock and Commissioner Gordon were gay lovers? Well, maybe just in the 80s. Prick Up Your Ears is a 1987 British biographical film about real-life playwright Joe Orton and his tumultuous relationship with Kenneth Halliwell. And the whole reason that I was interested to watch this movie is that I saw that it was starring Gary Oldman and Alfred Molina. And if you know anything about movies, you know that these are some of the best actors out there. So rest assured, there's some great performances in here. And I'm wearing this because the character wears something similar. I try sometimes if I have it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Anthony. To wear something similar. Now, if you know anything about this playwright, you might know how the story ends, but like me, like I didn't know anything about his life, I was really surprised about how this film ended. And this film is a bit of a crowd pleaser. And what I mean by that, it's not that nothing bad happens, but it's told in a very traditional, easy to digest way. And there's even like a framing device that you might be familiar with that you can see in big blockbusters like Titanic or Amadeus, and that things are told in flashback after the fact. And the film opens with this mysterious crime scene, and then we go back and we see why things got the way that they did. There are some very violent things that also do happen in the film. But I was so wrapped in the story that I forgot about what the film was set up at the very beginning. So at the beginning of the film, I saw a little cameo from a famous gay director, Derek Jarman, who I learned about when I watched his film Blue. I haven't seen all his films yet, but I made a video on the film Blue, and if you want to learn more about him in that movie, I'll have a link somewhere. But it was nice to see a little cameo with him in there. I didn't realize it at first. Pairing Alfred Molina and Gary Oldman in this movie, it's like putting two big, heavyweight boxing champions against each other, and they're just really deep in the role, and they're not phoning it in. They're immersed in their role. You have Alfred Molina, who's playing up this very anxious person. He's wearing a bald cap from what it looks like, and then you have Gary Oldman, who's very sexual in this movie, and he shows a lot of skin, and he's kind of very blasé about things, and just seeing them together, you know right away that these are just some great actors who are really just giving it their all and just kind of building upon each other. Now, I'm a big fan of the British filmmaker Mike Leigh, and one of his earlier films is a film called Meantime, and that also has Alfred Molina and Gary Oldman in it. Even though they really don't cross paths that much in that movie, they don't play gay lovers. I think this is the first time that they've played gay lovers as far as I know. Even though the movie is about this playwright, and we do see some writing happening, the movie is mostly about the relationship, and it's about what's going on behind the scenes. So we don't really find out too much about the types of plays that he's making or the art side of things. We're really finding about his interior life and what was going on as these plays were being written. Sexuality plays a huge role in this film because they do not have sort of a conventional relationship. It's more of an open type of relationship, but it's also filled with some animosity, and also there is love there too. It's a very atypical type of gay movie relationship that I have seen. There was some instance in the film, I believe the 34-minute mark, that made it seem like the Gary Oldman character was bisexual, and the Alfred Molina character is not that sexual, and there's even this line that he says about he needs like 3 days notice in order to have any kind of sexual endeavor.
I need 3 days notice!
It's this push and pull because they want to be in a relationship together, but they kind of have some mixed match desires, and this is what builds on the conflict in the film. That's sort of the start of the tension in the relationship, but there's also elements in the playwriting and how the Alfred Molina character, Kenneth, was also, secretly helping the Joe character write some of his plays.
I wouldn't care if you gave me some credit. If you only told people I helped you. Tell the Beatles I help you.
And the tension that forms because of that, because of credit, because of who's invited to what party.
I just want to go to the awards. I could, look, Joe Orton and guest.
What I love about watching movies that take place during a time that I wasn't born is that I get to be educated about how things were, and this takes place in a time where it was criminalized to be gay in the UK, and so things are kind of really under the radar, and that is covered in the movie, and they talk about that. It gives me some educational value because, before apps and before you knew right away you know, when you met someone that they were also of the same orientation, how did people get around to things? And here you see in these hookup situations with the Gary Oldman character that it's all about glances. It's all about body language and looks and looking a little too long and then following the person. And it's just tremendously frightening, scary time because you don't know exactly who you're going to meet up with. There's no, you know, verifiable situation, but that's just the way things were. And I guess also in the UK, they didn't call bathhouses, they called them tea houses. And there's a whole sequence that happens in that environment, which was also educational for me to learn about. Now, the ending did kind of shock me because I didn't know anything about the real story. It was really shocking to me still. It makes sense though, once you reevaluate the movie, that why things did play out the way they did. Just because I haven't seen this type of gay relationship depicted in this particular way at this particular time, I did find the film to be a unique situation. It has tremendous value, especially just for these performances alone and just seeing these two actors just kind of go at each other. Really just admiring the work here from the performances alone. But it's not some kind of film that I would put as one of the top films that I've covered on this channel, but it is definitely worth talking about. Now, if you're familiar with another British film called My Beautiful Laundrette, this film has the same director of that film, Stephen Frears. And if you're interested to learn about that gay love story, I have a video on that.